quick look at history of Indian Constitution. It could be divided into two parts. One is the Crown rule and one is the Company rule. Company rule refers to East India Company's role in India, which started with Battle of Buxar in 1764. So it can be dated as 1773 to 1858 till the Sepoy Mutiny, after which the Crown directly took control over Indian province and began the Crown's reign, and it lasted till independence in 1947. So we have 5 acts under the Company rule. First is the Regulating Act of 1773. Under this act, the Governor of Bengal was made Governor General of Bengal. Madras and Bombay were made subjected to the direct control of the Bengal Governor General. The first Governor General of Bengal is Warren Hastings. The Supreme Court of India was also established under this act in 1774. Next is the Pitt's India Act of 1784. It divided the company into two parts. First is the Court of Directors for the commercial purpose, and BOC, the Board of Council, that is for the political purposes, political functions. It is in this act where the company's territory were called a British possession of India. Then there were 3 Charter Act. The Charter Act of 1813, which ended the monopoly of British over the Indian trade except for tea and opium. Then the Charter Act of 1833, the Governor General of Bengal was made the Governor General of India, and the first Governor General of India is William Bentinck. Third and the final act is the Charter Act of 1858, which established the parliamentary system. After this, there is the Crown Rule, which began in 1858 after the Sepoy Mutiny. The Government of India Act 1858 mainly is reminded for the transfer of rule from the company to the Crown, and Viceroy was bought. The Viceroy is Lord Canning. Then SOX, that is the Secretary of State, was also established. The Indian Council Act of 1861. The main feature of this act is decentralization. Then Indian Council Act of 1892, more members were added to the Legislative Council and its functions were increased, such as budget and so on. Indian Council Act of 1909, which is popularly known as Morley Window Reforms, it again added the functions and the number of people in the Legislative Council. It also created a separate electorate. Then the Government of India Act of 1919, which is known as Montagu-Chelmsford Act, introduced diarchy and bicameralism, and PSC and other statutory bodies. PSCs and other statutory bodies were established under this act. The Government of India Act 1935 made this diarchy and bicameralism to provincial levels, and RBI and Federal Court was also established under the Government of India Act 1935, and the Indian Independence Act of 1947 finally led to the end of British rule in India. Thank you. Hope you understood.